Up is down, left is right, right is wrong. The Jacksonville Jaguars have beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Joe Flacco is a Bengal. The Philadelphia Eagles have been knocked off by the Denver Broncos. We are going to be overreacting to all of this and more coming up on the Gridiron segment. Welcome back into the Gridiron segment, everybody.
Leave that in there.
That has to stay. Welcome back. We are going to be talking about all things NFL football. Week 5 has come and gone, like I just said in that intro. But before we get into all of that, I've got to shout out our sponsor on this episode. Of course, it's Vivid Seats. You can see the name right down below me. They are the best ticket buying platform on the market. I literally just used them to get concert tickets last night. Saved myself even more money by using the link in our description. You know that football tickets are absurdly priced, so you gotta pinch those pennies where you can. Luckily, Vivid Seats already has great pricing, and you can save yourself, I believe it's 10%, could be wrong about that, I think it's 10%. Use the link in our description, get yourself to an event, and go sit vividly. Now, we have got to talk about Week 5 because NFL football is so back in the sense that we don't know a single thing again. I'm joined by Justin. Yeah. I'm joined by Tonio. Give me a quick hits on just like the madness of the week that was. We don't even have to get right into Jags Chiefs. I know that's what the ticker says right now, but what a wild week of games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Giants found another way to lose a game. When have you ever seen 5 straight possessions end in turnovers? 6 if you count a turnover on downs.
Let me talk to you about the Rex Grossman Bears.
At least Rex Grossman took the Bears to a Super Bowl.
Oh, the defense took the Bears to a Super Bowl.
Or was it Cal Lorden?
Or was it Devin Hester? Let's be honest.
Devin Hester in the defense. That's all it was.
Yeah. Who's who?
Inventing new ways to break your heart, Justin.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't, you definitely didn't see it because this is off camera. The name I originally had on here was a name that was so vile that Kyle would not let me go through the show with it, so I had to change it.
It was. Tonio, what was your big overreaction or takeaway from the week that was?
Who's who? Who's the best team? A week ago, we might have said maybe. Philly. A week ago we might have said Philly. A week ago we might have said Buffalo. Now you don't know, and that's what makes the NFL special. Any given Sunday, somebody could look stupid.
Somebody put a graphic of like the current playoff like thing, and they really had the Colts number one in the AFC.
Right, they are.
And if you would have told us at the beginning of the season that the number 1 seed would be the Daniel Jones-led
Indiana Jones. His new name is Indiana Jones.
That is Indiana Jones now. Danny Dimes is no more.
Oh, man.
Doofy Danny is no more. He is Indiana Jones. And, man, the Colts might be the best team in the league. Colts might be the best team in the league. And that's insane. And also the Patriots. We're going to talk about the Patriots later. We're going to get into the Patriots later. Let's get into more specifics on the week that was. Jaguars did it. They go and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Dang. This one really feels like, okay, no, we've got an interesting dynamic shift happening in the NFL that is going to be fun to watch. I think, for one, I think Kansas City is the type of team, they're going to go out and make some trades before the deadline at this point, because when you have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, you have to go for the Super Bowl. It's just kind of the thing.
Yeah.
That being said, that's just not enough anymore. It really is not. I don't know what in the hell was happening on that play where Trevor Lawrence basically walked into the end zone after tripping twice. Chris Jones was standing with his hands on his hips, watching it happen. You're supposed to be the leader of that defense. And I'm like, oh my gosh. The team looked beat. The Kansas City Chiefs just looked beat on their feet. Justin, I'm going to you first. What were your thoughts on Monday Night Football?
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think that this game was going to be as good as what it turned out. To the point I left after the first half and then just went about my evening. I should not have done that. I should have learned my lesson the past couple of weeks that you never know what you're going to get when you get primetime football. Yeah. And what we got was, number one, the referees going back on the back of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my gosh, that no call on the Juju Smith-Schuster PI was nuts.
You know, I will not confirm or deny all these other things. I think some people are trying to get invited to the Kelsey Swift wedding, but I will not say who. But that last touchdown from Trevor Lawrence where he ran it in there, when he literally fell, like both knees and ball touching ground, all somebody had to do was touch him.
Yeah.
Nobody on the defense could do it. He broke a tackle while trying to get back up and managed to run it in there. Travis Hunter, now I'm not going to say Travis Hunter is this all-world thing that we all projected him to be, but he had one of the sickest catches I've seen all season.
Oh my gosh, yes. That was ridiculous.
Like, Mans was pretty much bent over as a pretzel.
Yeah.
And still managed to catch it.
Those are the things like you got used to seeing in Colorado games was it wasn't always the best ball from Shedeur Sanders. And this is the thing that I think a lot of people didn't really realize, that Travis Hunter made up for a lot of Shedeur Sanders throws at Colorado.
He's a Heisman for a reason.
That was a little bit of a breakout receiver performance from Travis Hunter. I'm excited to see if they kind of ramp him up at DB. It seems like they keep on going back and forth on, are they going to ramp him up? Are they going to not? It's such an impossible task to try and manage those meetings. Number one, like that's the biggest thing, is managing the meetings, because offensive and defensive meetings happen at the same time in completely separate parts of the facility. But yeah, I digress. Tonio, give me your thoughts on Monday night.
I would say the Chiefs aren't who they are supposed to be anymore. Not only is their offense letting them down, their defense is too. For about the past 2 years, they could kind of rely on their defense, even when their offense was kind of pathetic. Their offense looks like it's back a little bit. They're starting to get, some camaraderie between the players. They still haven't played a healthy everyone. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce. They still haven't all been on the field together. But I would say the Devin Lloyd interception is what broke them. I think when he intercepted that pass and ran it 99 yards, things changed.
That was awesome.
Because prior to that, when Trevor Lawrence made the bonehead play of trying to leap over the goal line and not snatch the ball back, which you're taught to do. If you're going to leap over and put the ball out, snatch back. He didn't do it. He thought he was still in college, in my opinion. And that cost them points, technically, because they could have been just winning the game just because they were rolling. Like, the Chiefs didn't look like they could even stop them. It was just little boneheaded mistakes they made. Of course, the refs gave them that pass interference. But when Devin Lloyd, who leads the league in interceptions, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around, he has 4, or if maybe leads the league in linebackers, when he intercepted and ran it 99 yards, that showed the Jaguars we can beat them regardless. If we're on a goal line, and if we're there on the goal line, our offense is good, just as good as theirs, if not better. That was the thing that they needed to make them feel like we can win. And when they got the ball back after the Chiefs scored, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised about Travis Hunter. I think he should stay on the offense. It's a lot of pressure on him to play both. But you can see, for as good as he is on defense, he's just as good, if not better, when he can focus on offense. He can make those acrobatic catches. He can run routes pretty good at his age. He just needs to put on a little weight, maybe get a little smarter. But I believe if he chose one of the positions, offense preferably, he'll be dynamic because he's showing it now.
No, I absolutely agree. And the thing it's interesting because if you have certain packages for Travis on defense, if I'm the offensive coordinator on the other team, I'm like, okay, no huddle. We're running hurry up, no substitutions. We're just going.
Correct.
And I'm like, it's an interesting kind of trade-off where you're like, is having the packages on defense with Travis where he's really, really good worth having to use a timeout? Because that's the only way to stop that.
Exactly. So yeah, just again, I commend him for what he's doing because I think he even guarded Travis sometime, but you just don't want that pressure on him, man, because depending on who he's playing, he'll get beat up out there on defense, and then he has to go right back out there and do 20 to 30 plays, who knows, for offense. And if you want him to be respectable on offense, you can't beat him up on defense because there's only so much running, hits. Remember, there are going to be some chop blocks. They're going to, there's going to be a lot of beating him up, depending on what the route is on the offensive side. That could damage him on the offensive side for the Jaguars. So I think he should stay focused. Maybe towards the end of the season, they should decide what he's better at. And to me, he's looked magnificent on offense when he's got the ball. He's looked dynamic. He's looked unstoppable at times when he gets the ball. That juke move he put on the guys on the left side when it was two defenders on him. His offense is talented. Yeah, he probably played defense, but right now I think the Jaguars need to find themselves, and they actually need that extra offensive weapon. So we'll see, but sky's the limit for him, man. He's looking real good, and he's still young, and he's still very thin, might add. He's going to put on weight. Gosh. So, yeah, sky's the limit.
He is so skinny, but he is such a special athlete. I think that's the biggest thing. He is such a special athlete because of how smooth he comes in and out of breaks and like the ridiculous catches and quick movements. I'm like, oh. And I don't even remember like what kind of 40 he ran. That doesn't even matter. But like he still has like unbelievable game speed and all
40 and football speed. They're always different anyway.
Absolutely everything you want in a wide receiver, especially like in the modern game. Anything else you want to say about the Monday Night Football before we start talking about some just awful teams?
I would say, as I told you guys, I'm scared about the Chiefs making the playoffs, but more importantly, teams are not scared of them anymore. No more of that. Patrick Mahomes is here. What do we do? The one thing about the NFL, they'll catch up to you. Always. Tom Brady missed about 10 years before he even went back and won. So, again, this may be the downtime. They may get trades, but it just may be their down year. We'll see.
I'm hoping so because there is that gorgeous period in between the dynasties where there was like the Ravens were winning the Super Bowl, the Packers were winning the Super Bowl, the Steelers, the Giants. That was fun.
Oh yeah,
like the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. That was the last. That was the last real good one. I was like, man, that was fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one of the two teams I just mentioned, who honestly it's such a far cry from any sort of playoff hopes at all. What do you do with Baltimore? And is the bandage of Joe Flacco going to be enough to hold Cincinnati over? Like, it looks bleak. Both these teams get blown out. Bengals lose to the Lions bad. The Ravens get shelled by the Houston Texans, which is insane.
I would say the Ravens are in trouble. Now, Lamar, I think, is going to come back after the bye because their next game is against the Rams, which I wouldn't bring them back either. The good thing is Derrick Henry didn't fumble the last game, but Houston looked like the greatest show on turf. They can't score over 10 to 12 points. They went 40 plus. I mean, it was just now this could go two ways. This could help maybe Houston prepare themselves and maybe even give CJ Stroud some type of positivity, some confidence, because he's looked lackluster. He's looked nervous. He's looked scared. He just looked like he's on a downslide. So maybe this helps them go forward, maybe move up. But on the other end, the Ravens, there's nothing to look good for. I mean, Matabike is gone for the year. You got a lot of injuries. Even if Lamar comes back, their offense may be good, but their defense is still terrible. So for as many points as Lamar may score, the other team, i.e. Houston, who doesn't score well, could still score 40 points. So if Derrick Henry fumbles or Lamar throws an interception or Lamar fumbles or takes a bunch of sacks like he was doing instead of throwing a ball away, they're still going to put a lot of pressure on them to still score 20 to even 34 points because they can't stop anybody. So, again, things could get dicey for Baltimore. I'm worried about them. I would like for them to make the playoffs because Baltimore in the playoffs is a big thing for the NFL. But You got to respect the new teams. If Houston's going to turn up, because we do want to see CJ Stroud succeed. We loved him his first year.
Oh my gosh,
a little sensitive his second year, but seeing a young quarterback succeed like him makes a difference. I don't know. We'll see. As far as man, the Bengals, Jesus Christ, Browning. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's to the point where Browning, it's like he's just out there collecting a check. Maybe he should switch to a kicker or something. He's absolutely pathetic. Welcome back, sir. We're just talking about Browning, and he has more interceptions than touchdowns. He's absolutely pathetic. And then he caught himself trying to run to make a difference and then get a touchdown to Jamar to make him maybe be quiet because Jamar was going to complain, so he got a touchdown. That's not going to help. The Bengals are in trouble because it's going to come to a crossroads where they need to determine, are we going to keep both receivers still, pay Trey Hendrickson, and what are we going to do with Joe Burrow? Because he doesn't stay healthy, man. He's Embiid. For as good as he is, he's off the field as much as he's on it, and sometimes off the field more, man. So I hate to say it, you don't want to lose a great quarterback like that, but you're losing him in the season. He's literally being out the season for injuries. Not his fault all the time, but geez Louise. I don't even know if he should come back this year, man. We'll see.
Penei Sewell was
Cincinnati,
so clearly the right pick. But you know what Cincinnati might need is a good dad. and Joe Flacco is going to come into that locker room and be like, what in the hell has been going on here?
Or grandpa.
Justin, welcome back. We are just talking about the Ravens and Bengals being just dead in the water. Give me your thoughts on both AFC North teams.
Please.
Listen, first of all, I gotta rebut something that Tonio said about the Bengals need to make a choice about who they paying, who they not paying, and all these other managerial decisions. We all know that the Bengals are the cheapest team in the NFL, and that's coming from the same league that has the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go.
Well, Jerry Jones is not cheap. He's just stupid.
No. It's not being stupid. They both have the same philosophy, both owners. We rather make the decisions that put butts in seats rather than winning games.
Yeah,
because if they wanted to win games, Joe Burrow would not be as injured as he is. Why? Because he'd have an offensive line around him that can block. The Bengals would not be in the shit place that they are in now. Why? Because they would actually have a somewhat decent defense. They don't have any of those things. They relied on three players. They said, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, go win us the game. That's it. That was their only philosophy as a team. And guess what? When one of those players is down, especially the quarterback, the other two ain't getting the ball.
No.
At least not getting the ball with the same frequency and quality that they're used to.
And they don't even have Joe Mixon anymore.
Nope.
No, so you can't even rely on the run game. And I see it from the ticker on the bottom. The Ravens? Yo, I don't want to hear it from Ravens fans. Y'all have been spoiled for so long with such a good team
for once
that y'all got to experience being bad at least
on the defense. At least on the defense, I agree.
Yeah.
Like throughout the history of the Ravens, completely, they've barely ever been bad. You gotta have something.
But I want to make one comment about the granddad of the AFC North that is now going to save the Bengals.
Just wait till he gets his ass to the Steelers in about 2 years.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was waiting for. He's waiting. He's trying to his last thing. He already got his Super Bowl. He got his millions of dollars. All he wants to do is say, I play for all four teams in the same division.
Oh, yeah. You can definitely have four helmets.
and we all know how the Steelers are. They will take an old quarterback.
Why not? Oh, God, I'd love it. I'm hoping against hope. Let's talk about a rising power now in the AFC, not a falling power in the AFC. Don't look now, the NFL, because it's beginning to look a little bit bad in terms of the Patriots are good. And they might be really good with Drake Maye at quarterback. Tonio, give me your thoughts on New England just stunning Buffalo at home.
Division fight. It always happens. But I do not believe in the New England Patriots. I think they play it out of their side. I think they played out of their mind. Stephon Diggs had 145 freaking yards. They threw the ball to him 12 times, so they were trying to prove something. Buffalo did this last week. Remember, he came out kind of sluggish, kind of just whatever. But because he's so talented, they beat the Saints. But remember, they were struggling with the Saints at first until he decided to be Superman. Now, New England's better than the Saints. But I don't know if I really believe that. I just think that it's a division game. You're gonna play out your mind. I mean, they're 3-2. Just looking at their division or their schedule, who they play next. Now, based on their schedule, they could be good. They play the Saints, they play the Titans, then they play the Browns. So there you go. Now, remember, the Browns defense is extremely good. They beat Green Bay.
Browns defense.
I would have to see it to believe it. I do believe that Buffalo needs to understand that right now they're the pick of the litter. It's not New England. It's not Kansas City. Honestly, it doesn't even look like it's Philadelphia. Josh Allen winning that MVP and Buffalo being as good as they were, especially making that statement win against the Ravens, even though the Ravens aren't good, people are suiting up to beat them. They really are, because it's something to beat a team with an MVP. So they need to bring their A game. They almost lost to the freaking Saints, for Christ's sake.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a little bit of playing to the level of their opponent. It's a little bit of, they're punching right at their weight. And it was it feels like really such a culture win for Mike Vrabel's Patriots, because like you said, they were force feeding Stephon Diggs. Like, it was personal. I was like, this is just blatant, and I love it. It is so indicative of a culture of, we're just going to go kick their ass. And if we can score just one more time than they can, great. And they're going to be hurting tomorrow as well.
And Ed Oliver needs to come back, by the way.
For the sake of that defense, yes.
Justin, give me your thoughts on Sunday Night Football.
So I'm going to say this. Rob may have been right about the Patriots. And he's a diehard Patriots fan. So it's like, I take everything he says with a grain of salt. I love our founder. But he might be on to something. He did say the Patriots are not going to be that team this season, like that team to beat, but they're getting close. All they really needed was a coach that could like whip them into shape and that could actually get the locker room. And right now, this is a team with only one known like name brand star player. And that person just got fed the ball 10 times for 146 yards. After like playing like he got a baby on the way, which he does.
More than one.
more than two.
Right. So baseball's happening right now, real quick, and the Cubs just saved themselves from elimination. Keep going.
Anyways,
about time.
Don't get me started. I got the Yankee game in the background. But if this is what we get to look forward to with the Patriots, then the age of the Patriots being good is right around the corner, which means Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, I'm rooting for y'all because you're New York's only chance of getting a Super Bowl in the next 5 or 10 years. But your window is starting to close in that division.
Now it's an arms race. Because
now it's an arms race.
Now there's going to be free agents that'll actually want to come to New England without having to get a huge bag dropped on their front doorstep, as it were. It's going to be interesting.
Everybody wants to play for Vrabel.
Everybody wants to play for Mike Vrabel.
He might be a hard ass as a coach, but he is a player's coach that just pushes you. And players go with that. He only got fired from Tennessee because ownership wanted to fire him. And Tennessee ain't doing that well. In the wise words of their quarterback, they ass.
As a wise man once said, keeping it a buck, we ask. Moving right along, we got one more game to talk about before we get to our picks. Yeesh, Philly, what's going on?
Oh, I got something for this one. Hold on.
By the way, just keep in mind that the Patriots lost to the Raiders. They beat the Dolphins and they beat the Panthers.
I got the #1 Eagles hater right here with me.
Literally took a dump on Philly last week, and then what happens? Philly gets handed their first loss of the year. You're a legend.
You called it.
That dog is a legend.
All right, girl. You can go.
Oh my gosh. I truthfully cannot remember if I picked the Broncos or not. I think I didn't because I like being an ass to all of my Broncos fan friends.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense given Denver's defense, given the offensive struggles of Philadelphia. The question just was going to be, can Bo Nix and the offense for Denver clean it up? And for the most part, they did. Still don't see the Bo Nix that we saw towards the second half of last season. And I think that is truthfully just because, like we say all the time, tape got out. Defenses know how to prepare. You're no longer the unknown rookie commodity. So they know your tendencies. They know what you like to do. They know what you get flustered by, as it were. We'll see what Sean Payton is able to do with that moving forward. I think that Bo Nix is he's definitely a quarterback you can win with. I don't always know that he's a quarterback you can win because of, but doesn't always need to be that way, and that can always develop. We've seen it time and time again. We've also seen it go the other way, where a quarterback with a ton of talent and what are the intangibles just completely fails. Like Justin Fields is a freak athlete, has not worked out at quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. No, I'm rambling. Someone else talk about this game.
I mean, I'll give it to what I think it was when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a big identity crisis right now. Their identity, what made them so successful, is that offensive line of theirs.
Correct.
Always been that. Their offensive line and their defense.
Correct.
But guess what? Their right tackle, Lane Johnson, battling injuries. He's literally playing through injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Their guard is not playing this week because he's been having knee problems pretty much all season. That line is showing cracks, and because of that, there is cracks all over their offense. Jalen Hurts does not have the time to throw the way he's used to. Because he is not doing that, he's not throwing the ball as much as he should if you ask his wide receivers. And because the offensive line is so damaged, the holes are not open for Saquon Barkley, and he is dancing the way he used to dance when he was a Giant. So, what does that tell me, ladies and gentlemen? That tells me that Nick Sirianni, with this, the issues going on, that his star players are having meetings by themselves without their quarterback, is telling me that there is an identity issue going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, where it's Nick Sirianni who wants to win, and I'm defending him on this, where he wants to win games, versus his star wide receiver, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith, who really want the ball. And I get it on their side. You want the ball. You want to be productive. You want to win games. That is not a ghost behind me. And eventually you want to get your bag. But this game is about one thing and one thing only. And that's that Lombardi trophy at the end of the year. And they're the ones that have everything to lose because they are the defending champs. So either they're going to get it together, which I hope they don't get it together tomorrow night because that's against my Giants. I would love to beat them in MetLife because I already know that stadium's going to be full of Eagles fans, unfortunately. But if they lose, there's going to be some alarms going off in Philadelphia.
I'm putting it squarely on Kevin Petrillo because if you know that you have offensive line going down, you as the coordinator need to make adjustments and be like, hey, we're going to be running behind 2 tight end sets now because we need that extra help. We're going to be doing a lot more just screen, quick game, get the ball out fast. You have 2 seconds to throw at most, and there haven't been adjustments. They've still been trying to maintain their identity, which worked last year. But now they're getting frustrated by defenses that are posing a little bit more of a challenge and being able to get after Jalen Hurts and collapse the pocket that he is so used to having for such a longer time than a lot of quarterbacks. Because the Eagles had a great offensive line last year. They've consistently had that. Now we get to see what happens when they don't, and they can't really rely on that strength. Tonio, give me your thoughts on that game.
I kind of piggyback on what Justin said, but I'm going to go another way on this. The Eagles have lost one game. They've lost one game. And if you look at their schedule, like we just talked about with the Patriots, they've played the Cowboys, which has a high-octane offense. They've played the Chiefs. They've played the Bucks, an MVP candidate, and Baker Mayfield.
He's going to win
with
it.
Mike Evans, because
I'm calling it right now. There. He's going to win it. He's going to win the damn thing.
And then they played the Broncos. So literally, that's the thing. And they played the Rams. We know how good we expect the Rams to be, and they won off of defense.
And we call the Rams Philly kryptonite.
Correct. There's a poison sometimes that can be just not only in your body, but it could be amongst people. You never heard Devontae Smith complain at all. The poison, unfortunately, was A.J. Brown. You sometimes start to have a poison within your locker room, within whatever. It could be NFL, NHL, whatever the case. That sometimes a person next to him or a follower could start to believe the same exact thing. You guys are winning, regardless of how they're winning, regardless if they're the midlife crisis of what we should pass or run. All I know is Jalen Hurts threw it 38 freaking times. Mm-hmm. I don't care what's going on. He shouldn't be throwing 38 times. He shouldn't. You got Saquon and A.J. Dillon, two bruiser backs. Saquon has 6 carries. 6. When you play your game, you don't lose. They tried to do another game. I think they also went into that game, said, let's please the guys. Devontae had 114 yards. Well, at least one of them was pleased. But when you do that, you take away from what your specialist, slowing the game down, running the clock, keeping the other offense off the field, because Cortland Sutton was having a great game. You want to keep them off the field. For as good as Philly's been, they're going to have some good passing games, but that's not how they win. So if they want to continue to worry about A.J. Brown being a brat, because that's all he's being, because they could be losing. They could be losing, and he's complaining, okay, I get it. And anybody would probably want the ball, especially a wide receiver. But if we're winning, you can at least say, man, well, at least we won. Once you go in the locker room, you can say, at least we won. But he's getting spoiled now. See, they won a championship, so now he's like, okay, now I should definitely get the ball. But it's not about just winning once. It's about continuing to build your legacy. And I think a lot of these guys forget that when they start to win, and they forget how bad it is losing. He forgot he was on the Titans. So I do believe until things change and they recognize that what their strategy is, run the ball with all three, Jalen, AJ, and Saquon, make the clock run, keep the offense off, and let our defense help us win. They'll have these games, and it won't be just this one. They'll continue to go back if they want to have Jalen Hurts throw the ball 38 freaking times. He's never been that type of quarterback, and he shouldn't have to be forced to be that quarterback now. But if they do it, we won't see them in the Super Bowl. Not this year.
It's going to be interesting to see if they bounce back with the run game, because there is a man by the name of Dexter Lawrence waiting for Saquon Barkley. All too familiar with his game.
With a backup guard.
No.
And listen, there's another person that is starting to show flashes, and he's a rookie, and his name's not Abdul Carter. Look for the name Darius Alexander out of Toledo, because he's been showing flashes. He's been getting to the quarterback when we played New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Look for him to be on the other side, plugging up the middle.
I love it. Anything else about the week that was before we make our picks for 4 games for the week that will be?
Let's get it.
Eagles, play your game. Don't worry about the rest. You've beaten some good defenses, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Buccaneers.
Philly, I hate you. With a passion. But take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, but also think about it. If you want to prolong your winning and eventually create a dynasty, trade A.J. Brown now before the deadline.
Send him to the Patriots.
Get him. put him in a team where he's going to get the ball 10 times because that seems to be what he cares about. Get a haul back, picks, because you know how he can do something with some picks, and get rid of it now. If you don't, because you know when they say winning cures all, winning suppresses toxicity. Yes. But if you start losing, that's only going to get louder.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it. Let's get right into it.
With those fans.
We got Philadelphia at New York. This is a good one. Simply because I love the matchup of Saquon Barkley versus that Giants defensive line. It's fantastic. It's cinema. I can't wait to see how it pans out. And truthfully, I still like Brian Daboll as a coach. I do. It might be a fool.
You're the only person on this show that doesn't.
I might be a fool.
Coming from a Giants fan.
It's fine. But give me the Giants. I don't think Philly is going to bounce back. I think truthfully, I think the Denver loss was kind of indicative of some pretty serious problems, and they don't necessarily need to be, playing against an otherworldly offense to lose. They showed us that because the Broncos do not have an otherworldly offense, and the Eagles lost. Yeah, give me the Giants. I think it's a bounce back for Jackson Dart. Call me an optimist. This is purely a vibes pick. Justin, take it.
I'm going with the vibes pick too. Here's the thing. What's the NFL without a little drama? Is this the reality? No, but I want the drama. I want the feeling of Philadelphia losing twice in 1 week's time, and just to see how much that toxicity festers. And this is why. If the Philadelphia Eagles want to beat the Giants, this is what they need to do. They need to copy what they were trying to do this past Sunday and throw the ball down the field. Why? Because our cornerbacks ain't shit. Because our cornerbacks, especially Deontay Banks, the few times he's on the field, will get a pass interference, and you got an easy 20, 30 yards right then and there.
Oh, yeah.
But they're going to look at it like we tried it on Sunday. It didn't work. Let's go back to our bread and butter and try to run the ball. Okay. You may get a couple good runs. But if you don't feed your receivers against a team where the weakness is literally the DBs, you're going to struggle.
Bobby Okereke still playing?
Unfortunately. Look, it's to the point that I trust Darius Muasau more than I trust Bobby Okereke.
Gosh, I was excited about that signing when y'all signed him. Now
it was a 1-year wonder.
I'm questioning. Mm-hmm. Tonio, who you got for Thursday?
We know who he got. He's the only realist out of here.
So
be a romantic.
So Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler won against the Giants.
Hold on. If you're going to say that, also understand Justin Herbert lost to us.
Yeah,
parody is so weird.
You guys lucky I was sick because he's starting to go back to the Justin that everybody wants him to be great. He hasn't, those couple wins, so that's a whole nother story for another day.
That O-line is going to fall apart, and it's going to be bad.
Spencer Rattler might be the worst quarterback.
First win.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with being the worst quarterback in the NFL. Daniel Jones was the worst quarterback, and now he's part of the number 1 seed in the AFC. Anything changes.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor ain't with Spencer Rattler. Let's see. I think they're going to cover. The spread is 7.5. I do believe they're going to cover that spread. I think the Giants are a coach,
a GM,
and a tight end away.
Definitely a GM
from being good. I do believe in Jackson Dart. I don't know if they're ready yet. I do believe Philly's going to go back to some of the things they did. They may pass a little more because the DBs are pretty terrible. But I don't know if the Giants are ready yet. Now, if they win, great. Yeah, good. It's a win for them. They won't make the playoffs, whatever. But I don't see them losing to the Giants, man. I just think the Giants. I think it's meant for the Giants to start cleaning house. And I do like Brian Daboll. I just don't think he's the right coach for them. I don't know if he should be just a cultural coordinator, So
might be a McDaniel situation. You never know. Like you truthfully never know where not Mike.
Josh. Okay.
Not Josh.
No, I knew you meant Josh. I thought you were going to say Josh McDaniels should be the Giants head coach.
No, I'm comparing Brian Daboll to Josh McDaniels.
Okay, really good as a coordinator, but bad as a head coach, basically. Okay.
You're the enemy.
Here's the other thing. I know you said, Tonio, that they're a coach and a tight end away. The tight end part, I think we got handled just because the connection between Jackson Dart and Theo Johnson is just getting better as the season goes. I think we are truly a coach and a defensive coordinator away from just because I need somebody that can actually say, yeah, I have 4 pass rushers that you really have to account for. Yeah, I'm just going to stick them all at you.
What if we ran some stunts? This is the thing.
Some twists. Some overloads.
Don't start now.
If it wasn't for the fact that we're getting sued by him, I would love Brian Flores for this team right now.
Man.
All right, there we go. I'm not in the clear of making picks with my heart just yet because there's another game coming down the pike that I'm gonna be picking with my heart again. Before we get to that, who knew this was going to be a fun game? Seahawks and Jaguars. This rocks. This is suddenly like, hey, 2 teams that are rolling, clashing in the 11 o'clock slate. Kind of wish it was Sunday Night Football because we'll talk about how bad the lines are going to roll on Kansas City. But before we get to that, Seattle at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's coming off of a huge high beating Kansas City. Everyone else go first. I don't got this yet.
I'll take this one. This is what football is about, right? We didn't expect these 2 teams to be good. We thought it would be okay. We weren't for sure about Sam Darnold. He looks like he's a little consistent. He's maybe the other version of, remember, Geno had the 1 year, then he had another year. Maybe this is Sam Darnold too, possibly. Minnesota wish they still had him, like I said they should have. Trevor Lawrence looked like he actually wasn't playing the best, honestly. He wasn't really. I mean, even before this game, he wasn't playing great, but their team is great. So I do believe this is a battle of the up and comings. Who could possibly get in a wild card and beat a team that they shouldn't beat? These 2, because they can, depending on the day, they could beat almost anybody. They show the potential. So them clashing, I think this is going to build confidence for either team. Honestly, depending on the score, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Let's say if the score, like I predicted, might be, I think 30. I'll say 28-35. I think it's going to be high scoring, actually. And I actually think that I think Seattle's going to win the game. The reason being is because I think it's going to just come down to mistakes. Sam Darnold doesn't really make mistakes. He's doing pretty damn good. And I like their run game a little better with the 2-headed monster, Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. But I think this is going to help both teams. If they have high scores, they'll show that they can put up points. And I think it's going to be both confidence for both teams, regardless of who wins, as long as they put up points. If it's a stinker and they both have like 10 and 14, then it'll just show some inconsistencies in their offense. And it'll be like they're okay. They're okay. But if they can score, this will keep their confidence up for both squads.
I think good punting is, great when necessary, but I hate watching teams just punt back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I hope that is not what happens. Justin, is that going to be what happens?
I'm going to tell you what happens. That Jacksonville defense is going to stamp their mark as being one of the top ones in the league this season. Why? Because they know the number one thing to win a game, and that's to give your offense extra possessions.
Yeah.
And that's because they know how to turn the damn ball over.
Oh, do they?
Devin Lloyd.
Can you say this? Devin Lloyd, what position he plays?
Linebacker.
Yeah, middle linebacker. With 4 interceptions on the season already. 4. he is pretty much leading the league in interceptions.
He is
a category that is dominated by defensive backs.
correct.
But not only that.
Off chance, if he keeps this up, we could see a middle linebacker win Defensive Player of the Year again.
Without question
about that.
On top of that, that team knows how to punch the ball out to get fumbles. They can get picks. They can go after your quarterback. They could just make life hell for offenses. And as good as Sam Darnold has played ever since he left that godforsaken place called the New York Jets and MetLife Stadium behind him, he is still susceptible to defenses like this. Yeah. So I feel like this is the game where you get the flashbacks of Darnold seeing ghosts. So give me Jacksonville.
It is October. Spooky
Halloween
season is upon us. Sam Darnold will be seeing ghosts. Give me Jaguars. Give me a Devin Lloyd interception. Make it 5. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Give me a Devin Lloyd interception. Because if he's lurking, Sam doesn't quite see him. He pops up.
If he wants JSN going over the middle, then you're gonna see Devin Lloyd just like creep up and just out of nowhere pick it off. Or he's gonna lay out. Willen's on the trade block. Nobody really cares.
Speaking of spooky season, we got a potential Sunday night slaughter of the Kansas City Chiefs. I bet the schedule makers thought this was going to be so much better when they threw the schedule together, but I am going with the Lions because the Lions have remembered who the hell they are, and the Chiefs cannot seem to figure out who the hell they are. Give me the Lions like 37-20. That's all I got.
The funny thing is, the Lions are the underdogs, according to ESPN. They're giving the Kansas City Chiefs a 55% chance of winning this game.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am not. It is at Kansas City. Amara St. Brown is questionable. Brian Branch is questionable. Kirby Joseph is questionable. Khalif Raymond is questionable. So they're going in kind of limping. But let's be honest.
Amon-Ra's out, Jameson Williams has a game, and Sam Laporta will have a game.
But let's be honest. As long as Sonic and Knuckles is back there running the ball down people's throats,
that is what counts.
Detroit is going to win this game.
And you have Laporta. You have those three, you have a chance.
You can run a rough shot over people if you just rely on that. And that's Lions football. And I love watching Lions football. I know I shouldn't. I'm a Chicago fan.
But pay special attention to the referees and pay special attention to the Chiefs' right tackle and how many false starts he doesn't get called.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Tonio, who you got for Sunday night?
Just like I figured with the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills, this is a trap game to me. I'm a little nervous. Why? Because I feel like the Detroit Lions should win this game, but somehow the Chiefs may win the game. But I'm going to stick with Detroit. I actually think Detroit will cover they are not the favorites. That's kind of strange, by the way. But I am going to pick Detroit to win, I would say, by 7 points. Now, if the Chiefs win, I'm not surprised. It's the Chiefs. But I would say I'm not surprised they win, but if they don't win, then Detroit will beat them by 7+ points. So I don't even need to pick a score. All I'm gonna say is if Detroit happens to score first within the first 3 to 4 minutes, and the Chiefs don't score on their next drive, it could get very ugly. Very ugly. So yeah.
One last game to pick, one of our two options for Monday Night Football, and you all know which one I was going to go with. Chicago at Washington. It's time for it's a get right game. We got to fix what happened last year, because this is around the time Bears are kind of, figuring it out a little bit earlier on in the season. Go play Washington. Then the Fail Mary happens, and that team falls apart completely. This is a need to have a game for the Bears. This is a need to have a game for that locker room, and the Bears are going to have it. Give me the Bears by a field goal at most. Tonio, who you got?
Speaking to get back, Jaden looked real good. He
Nervous about that.
Really good. So I hope that Jaden from last year isn't back, because remember, the Bears had him on the ropes. That's the good thing. But he looked very confident against the Chargers, the vaunted Justin Herbert Chargers. Yeah, right.
That was the Chargers O-line falling apart, and Justin Herbert had 5 sacks on the day. He was under onslaught from that D-line out of Washington.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
I'm nervous about that.
I don't know. So I'm gonna say this: I wouldn't mind if the Bears win. Who's at home? Washington. Oh, Washington. I got Washington. Yeah, I got Washington. 21-17.
I can take that. I can accept that. Justin, who you got?
I'm sorry, Kyle. I have to say Washington here. That's the realist in me. But I will give you the tip for how to beat Washington. And that is your Bears offense needs to keep their offense off the field.
Correct.
You need to just chew as much clock as you can. Their defense, as good as they've been playing, you got to remember, is older.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a lot of experience, so they've seen everything, especially Bobby Wagner. But also means if you can drag them out and make them run for a majority of the game, they're going to slow down in the second half. That's
Bears
when
running game just sucks, though.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Y'all got to fix that. But
could have drafted Bucky Irvin last year. Could have drafted Cam Scatteraboo this year. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I love Cam.
Yeah. Even though he fumbled the ball and blamed it on his gloves. That was, come on.
Listen.
I need gloves. Yeah, right. He fumbled the ball, dude.
He fumbled the ball, but he also put a 265-pound lineman on his ass. Yeah. I'll take 1 for 1.
All right, there you go. We are already at 52 on the recording. So, any last thoughts before we wrap up and get out of here?
If the Giants pull off a miracle at MetLife,
don't you say
I'm talking. Every Eagles fan I know is going to hear it.
Okay, all right. I got nervous.
What's the gonna say? We win in the Super Bowl? Hell no.
Going to the playoffs.
Oh hell no! I gave up on that dream a long time ago.
Okay, all right.
Playoff.
The Colts got another easy one, and look out for the Colts. I've been saying it since the first game, and Jonathan Taylor, once he get a quarterback, I can't believe I'm saying that, looks like the old Jonathan Taylor that we forgot 3 years ago when he was like the best running back in the league next to Derek.
Oh, yeah. It was real.
Watch out for the Colts.
The AFC playoffs could very well run through Indianapolis, which is weird to think about. That has not been the case since the Andrew Luck little moment that happened for them. That's all we got for you, though.
Wait. I got one more. Yo, Giants fans, I'm sorry to say this. Can you imagine if by some miracle Indianapolis wins the Super Bowl and me as a Giants fan had to watch Saquon and Daniel win chips back to back?
Or see them in the Super Bowl against each other. Suicide watch.
That is awful. But that's all we got for you. That has been our week 6 prediction. Week 6? Week 7? Week 6 prediction?
6.
Last week was bye week. I have no calendar for the NFL. I'm getting back into it. It's fine. That's all we got for you, though. It has been so great hanging out with you all talking about football. If you made it to the end of this video, you might as well subscribe. You might as well hit that like button because that helps us out so much. That has been Tonio. That has been Justin. This has been Kyle. This has been the Gridiron segment, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.